everyone, okay, so today's video is going to be, well, one that I've wanted to film for quite a while, and I don't know why I haven't. I've just kind of been putting it off, and it's something that I've wanted to film, and I don't know, I think I just haven't quite had that courage to sit in front of the camera and talk about this topic. So I filmed it today, and yeah, so this video is going to be about dealing with grief, if you can't really tell from the title. Now, first of all, I want to just do, I suppose it's a bit of a disclaimer before I get into this video. I'm not looking for any sympathy or views or anything like that. I'm purely making this video just to try and help at least one person out there. So yes, just to clear that up. Okay, so I think everyone will go through dealing with grief, grieving over someone, something, whether it's a person, whether it's a close friend, whether it's family, whether it's a dog, a cat. You all grieve. Everyone grieves in life, and it can be something that is such a tough thing to deal with, and trust me, I know it is horrible, 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 but it's something that we kind of need to learn to know how to deal with, because I feel like it's affecting more and more people every day. So this is why I'm also making this video. This thing was when my grandma died, which was my dad's mum, over about 4 years ago now. And that was the first person I'd really lost who was close to me, like family wise, and it was quite hard because I was about 13 at that time, and that time of your life, it's hard anyway, but dealing with that on top of it was just a bit of a nightmare. And like, I hadn't lost anyone close to me, as I said before, so I didn't really know how to deal with that situation. Kind of just thought, okay, I've got to carry on with my life, but at the same time I was like, I'm not quite sure how, if I'm dealing with this right. That goes through your head quite a lot, I think, is how am I actually dealing with this? Am I dealing with it okay? Like, should I be getting help? Should I, you know, just like, should I be more happy? Stuff like that. That was the first thing that happened. Then back in February 2014, my grandpa died, who is my dad's dad. And then in April 2014, my granddad died, who is my mum's dad. Well, as you can probably imagine, I'm not going to swear on my channel, but it was a pretty rubbish year, as you can probably imagine. Without going into too much detail, but basically when I lost my grandpa, it wasn't as much of a shock. Like, it wasn't, he'd been ill for quite a while, and I think when that happens, you're more mentally prepared than if it was a complete shock, if that makes sense. I think kind of grieving over that person becomes a tiny little bit easier than it would normally. When I lost my granddad in April 2014, I was very close to my granddad, and it was very, very hard to deal with. It was a lot more of a shock when he died, because my granddad was always so strong, and like, he never really got ill. He did get ill and was in hospital for quite a while, and then died on Easter Sunday, 2014. It was very tough, and is still very tough to deal with, and this is something that I've never really talked about on my channel before, but it still affects me, and it still affects my family, and I don't think that ever quite goes away. I think you kind of have to deal with the fact that you just lost this person, but then you kind of got to be there for your family and people who really need you at the time as well. So it's such a hard situation where you're trying to stay strong, but inside you are just crumbling, and it is, I think, the worst thing we have to go through as humans. And at that time as well, that was the year I was doing my GCSEs, so I literally started my GCSEs like a few weeks later from when my granddad died, and GCSEs are so hard anyway, apart from the fact that I had about like 13 exams, I think, and trying to deal with this. I look back now and I think I actually have no idea how I managed to get through that. And actually I didn't do badly in my GCSEs either, which I genuinely don't know how I did that. When I sort of got the news about my granddad, for probably a few weeks, I think I was still in shock. And that's the first part I think you kind of have to get over, is that shock and believing what's actually just happened. I was kind of in like a little bubble for a few weeks really. Just the fact that I think I just needed space to figure out in my head what had just happened, and once I'd figured that out, I could grieve properly. Now, one of the things that I did do, I think, was just kind of go into my bedroom and I didn't stay away from people, but I just needed that space, as I said, just space to think. Plus, I had to revise as well, but I was trying to just deal with it in my head, the fact that I'm not going to see him again, and that was one of the hardest things to really grasp. And one of the things I would suggest is just get out the house and just go somewhere where there's fresh air, and like go for a walk on the beach. That is something that I think will help a lot. Like, just clear your mind, just go for a walk, anything, just get out the house, because it will make you feel that just a little bit better. I mean, people deal with grief in their own way. I think everyone deals with grief differently, and I can't tell you how to deal with grief exactly, because something that worked for me may not work for you. But if one of these does help, then I'm really, really happy that I was able to help someone. I think talking to friends about what you're going through can really, really help. And I honestly don't know how I would have got through that without my friends, because my friends are amazing, and I couldn't ask for any other better friends. They were literally, and still are, like, incredible. So I think I owe a massive thank you to them. You know who you are if you're watching this. And also obviously to my family as well. But yeah, my friends were just incredible, and like, they were just, just knowing they were there, if I ever needed to ring them or, text, just meet up for a coffee or something, just take my mind off it as well. That is something that's quite important. It is also, you have to deal with grief, but also it's nice just to take your mind off things and actually enjoy life, because you are there to live your life. And yes, it's horrible when you lose people who you are really close to, but life has to go on, and you are there to live your life, so go and live your life, because otherwise you're going to be stuck in your bedroom for days and days and not wanting to come out, and that is not what you want to be doing. And I know for a fact that that person who you've lost will definitely 100% would not want that. I think what they want you to go and enjoy your life, to go out, enjoy your life, and that is kind of what you have to think. So I think kind of sharing memories with your friends about that person, and just kind of tell them about them. They may have known that person, but I think it's nice to share your memories, because then you just think of the good times that happened, and you really do store those memories, I think. And looking back on photos, or even if you have videos or anything of them, and I think that's just a really nice way to kind of remember them. I wasn't sure whether I couldn't do that straight away. It kind of took me a while to be able to like fully talk about the people who were lost and their memories and things like that without like breaking down and crying. So yes, I think kind of chatting with your family as well, if it's a family member who you've lost, about, if you're on a holiday together with them or something like that, and just remembering it as a family, or with your friends, or whoever that person you've lost may be. Yeah, I think just kind of sharing memories and good times, I think that kind of helped me. Okay, so I think that is pretty much it for this video. I'm going to stop it here because otherwise I know I'm going to just cry. And before I pressed record on this video, I was literally thinking, Beth, do not cry, do not cry, do not cry, do not cry. And I think I did quite well to get through that video. So if you are going through a hard time, please remember that I'm here for you. If you ever want to chat, just leave in the comments below. My email is always in my description box of my videos. I leave it there for any business inquiries, but please feel free to email me if you want to as well, or leave my Twitter or anything below. But yeah, if you're going through a hard time, just please remember that everything will be okay. It takes time. Time is key. Like, it doesn't just happen overnight. You don't just get over it overnight. It does take a while. Like 2 years later, I'm still grieving, but you know, it does get easier. So please remember that if you are going through a really hard time, please remember that it does get easier. I'm sending all my love to you out there who's watching this video, and thank you for sticking with me, and I love you all. And yeah, feel free to leave me a comment below, and yeah, don't forget to like this video as well, and I'll see you on my next one. Lots of love, bye.